Even when John and Blessing, Madeline, vocals sang, break every chain, a couple things you have to realize is, how many of you feel like crying? Just me? All right. There's a lot of people. Good. Not just me. That's God touching your heart. It's touching your heart. He will do that sometimes, break every chain. He will do that. Come to this altar or stay where you're seated, wherever, and praying that. Sometimes, that chain is broken, praise God. But more often than not, it's a battle. And so it doesn't mean singing that song doesn't work. What it means is singing that song begins to position your heart in the right direction. So as you're singing, break every chain, God might lay it upon your heart to fast. He might lay it upon your heart to go and ask for forgiveness or go and forgive somebody. He might lay it on your heart to get rid of that phone and get a flip phone. If you don't need the internet, if you know what I'm talking about. So break every chain. It's not just some magic genie in a bottle potion. Sometimes he does it, and I thank God when he does it. But sometimes it's a battle. And so don't get discouraged if you say, well, nothing's happening to me. Oh, yes, it is. If your heart is worshiping, and you're saying, Lord, break every chain, show me. You're persevering, you're travailing, you're fighting. This is how I fight my battles. And sometimes that block wall doesn't come down right away. Sometimes it's a one brick at a time approach. And I got a good analogy of this. When I was younger, my dad, sometimes we'd have to break things down. I like that. And we'd get big, heavy equipment, breaking bars, But sometimes, if it wouldn't fit in the yard, I had to bring a big 25, I should bring you the sledgehammer sometime and show you. And I have to sit on that thing for hours, breaking concrete driveways up. Sometimes, be done in 5 minutes. You get that big, heavy equipment, and you just put the things down. But sometimes I had to keep breaking blisters, gloves. The next day, come back. And sometimes it's like with spiritual warfare. I don't understand it. I wish I could tell you how it works. But once you realize that sometimes that battle doesn't leave right away, you begin to realize that His grace is sufficient. Paul even said, Lord, take this thorn from me. And God said, my grace will be sufficient. Sometimes that battle keeps you broken. Sometimes that struggle keeps you down on your face before God. And so I just want to encourage you, sometimes that isn't taken away immediately. Sometimes there's a fight. Sometimes it's a demonic stronghold. And whether you think that is in the Bible or not, depending on the manuscripts, Jesus said this kind does not come out except by prayer and fasting. Meaning there's a certain demonic levels, if you read the early church fathers, even Jesus' words, that sometimes you need to put a little bit of emphasis on this. And it takes some time in working that out of your life.